BallGame podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Tom.
I'm Chris.
Yeah.
Free agency just wrapped up. Team USA is just getting started. The Summer Olympics are about to be here. Sports are going crazy. The only thing on is baseball right now, but soon enough, things are going to be changing. So, welcome back. We're going to be talking about free agency. We're going to be recapping some of the biggest moves, the best teams so far, the teams that have underwhelmed so far in this free agency period as well. A lot of stuff to talk about. An interesting offseason coming up. Obviously, the major moves have already happened, but you know, Summer League's on right now. We actually have a game on in the background currently. It's the Grizzlies versus the Jazz. Bunch of NBA players in this game. But yeah, so it was an interesting free agency period. In my personal opinion, it was a little bit boring. Not exactly what I expected. Thought it would be more exciting. But you know what? It is what it is. Chris has his
The box
shirt on right now. We got a Scarface over here, and people are going to think this is the only shirt I own. Because
They really are. I was thinking that when I walked down here.
People are really going to think this is the only shirt I own. It sucks because
it might be like 4 podcasts in a row that you've worn.
Yeah.
Maybe it is,
I have
to
to
be
check
honest.
now.
Matt doesn't shower.
Yeah, I don't. I never have in my life.
Same clothes all the time.
Yeah, nah. We just got back from a trip from Nashville too. That was a great time.
Yeah, we did. It was awesome.
I showered one time out of the 5 days there. That's a complete
Can
lie.
confirm. Yeah.
I showered 8 times in 5 days. I felt gross. But yeah. So it was. This is not my only shirt, by the way, but this is my only main Knicks shirt that's not a jersey. So is it? Can we confirm? Can we confirm?
3 of the last 10. That's not
Okay,
that bad.
all right, that's not that bad.
Yeah, 3 of the last 10.
But this, when we want to talk Knicks, and we will talk Knicks on this podcast, I feel like I want to wear my Knicks stuff because I'm repping, bro. It was a great offseason for us. So that actually leads me into the first team that we're going to talk about, the New York Knicks. What an active offseason it's been for them. I mean, we lost a guy, we gained a guy, and it's been relatively quiet since then. I guess we'll talk about the first move. Mikal Bridges. I must preface this by saying that I now need to get a New York Knicks NBA champions tattoo. I said on multiple podcasts, on this podcast, and on Good Morning Let's Basketball pod. Shout out to those guys. I had an episode with them. Go check that one out. That I would get a tattoo if the Knicks traded for Mikal Bridges. I was so confident that we wouldn't do it.
You
that
really
I was,
said that?
Yeah.
Wow, so you really got to get a
I
tattoo?
really have to get a tattoo.
Wow,
yes.
bro.
I have to stand on business now. So yeah.
I mean, you really don't have to. Dean still has to eat pancakes. Ortiz still has to take a bus to Buffalo.
Nah, man, I'm a man of my word. I said it on this pod. I said it on that
That's why
pod.
they're gone. That's why we kicked them.
If you lie, you're out.
I promise you at some point before the end of the year, I will be getting it. Just coming back from a couple trips. I have another trip next week, too. So a lot of money is being spent at the current moment. I don't really have the money for a tattoo at the current moment.
Right.
So you got to give me a
us
little
money.
Yeah, honestly, give us money. Maybe we start a Patreon. At
If
some
you
point.
guys
We'll
give
see.
us the money to get Matt's tattoo, he'll get it on his ass cheek. You heard it here first.
I didn't agree to this. not there. I'll even vlog the tattoo experience if you guys
I mean, if
want
they
that,
pay
so.
for it, you should let them choose where it goes and
All
what.
right,
Type
you know
shit.
what? Fuck it. If the people are going to pay for it, you could shoot. If somehow, some way.
Bro, I'm starting the GoFundMe right now.
Start to go with me right now. I promise you I'll vlog me getting my tattoo on my ass cheek of the Knicks in 2020.
What an insane. Hang
Welcome to
on.
BallGame After Dark.
Chad, how do I start a GoFundMe?
But yeah, I'll let you guys pick where it goes, except for one area that it would be nearly impossible to get it on. So,
Right.
But yeah, back to Mikal Bridges, and not my ass cheeks.
Transitioning from that.
5 first-round picks. It was a crazy trade.
Damn.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
5
When
of
you
them
when you say it out loud, it's
I was
kinda
looking at
crazy.
that today. I was like, oh, that's a lot.
It's kind of crazy when you say it out loud. I
Yeah.
think 2 of them were unprotected picks from us. 2 of them were like heavily protected
One was a
picks.
swap, and the other one was
swap,
a
unprotected swap. It was a lot. It definitely was a lot. And Bojan Bogdanovic.
Shake
But-
Milton. Don't forget Shake Milton.
Oh, don't even get it. Come on, man. That man didn't touch the floor for us.
Best thing he ever did for the Knicks was get traded. Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, it was a lot, but it was worth it. It was a move that launches us, in my personal opinion, into title contention. I think we're potentially the best suited team to keep pace with the Boston Celtics. So it's intriguing. I think it's going to be a fun time to be a Knicks fan this year if everyone stays healthy. Please. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I've talked about it ad nauseum. I said a million times before it even happened. This was the move that we needed to make us a title contender, and here we are, standing on business. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? I've talked about this enough.
I mean, I was through the roof, over the moon, however you say it. I was jumping over something tall.
Started our vacation.
It literally did kickstart our vacation, and I was like, this is how you know this is going to be an amazing vacation, because we got the move we wanted. I'm super excited about Mikal Bridges joining the Knicks. I mean, and re-signing OG Anunoby really sucks that we lost Hartenstein, and we haven't really replaced him yet.
Yeah,
but this Knicks front office hasn't made a bad move since the new ownership took over. I have faith for once that they're actually going to figure it out and make the right move. But yeah, I totally agree. I think we're easily the best suited team to compete with the Celtics, who are the heavy favorites in the East, and
in the NBA.
In the NBA, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I absolutely love the Mikal Bridges acquisition, and him and OG is just a terrifying duo, and everyone's bought in. You see these guys already talking about taking pay cuts so that they can stay together. So that's the other part of it, is they're going to be together.
Wild.
Yeah, he's literally taking like half a pay cut. Like,
wild.
He takes that contract, bro. Like, he's a legend. He will never pay for anything again in this city.
I mean, he ain't paying for nothing in the city now.
No, but like, if he takes that pay cut, bro, like, oh my God.
what is it? It's like $100 million difference.
It's 39. Well, it's 100 million in total.
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
what I'm
like it would be 150 if he signs it now,
Yes.
ballpark, and then like 260 if he waits a year. So
over 5 years. So he'd be making 52 on the 5-year deal, or 39 essentially on the 4-year deal.
it's nuts.
Yeah, in other words, he is a king. I'm trying to look for it, but I can't find it. All right, whatever.
Not literally, but
He's my king, honestly.
my king.
But yeah, everyone's super bought in. You know, they're all going to play the hardest basketball they can. And I just think it's going to be a super fun team to watch. It's going to be a team that you could be bought in on. Vibes are immaculate as always with Brunson and the boys. And the power of friendship is real. It's gonna take the league by storm.
It's together now.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you can't measure, the power of friendship, because we've never really seen anything like this. I mean, 4 dudes who won an NCAA championship together. Some of them are 2-time NCAA champions, teaming up in the NBA, and you know, they're not bums. This isn't Ryan Arcidiacono being the 4th member of the Nova Boys. These are 4 legitimate NBA players playing on the same team. So, you know, I can't really measure the power of friendship until I see it. I mean, you mentioned it, Tom, the culture and all that stuff. I mean, it's one of the most underrated things when people talk about NBA basketball. I mean, you look at teams like the Clippers and the Suns from this past year, where it was kind of just a bunch of names thrown together with no real culture, and we see how far that got them. Obviously, the Clippers won injuries, but especially the Suns. I mean, it was just a bunch of names thrown together with. They traded away their culture to bring in the names, basically, and we see where that got them. So it's definitely something that's undervalued in today's NBA, and that can take the Knicks far. I like how you guys both mentioned that the Knicks are probably the best suited team to beat the Celtics in the East, because I agree with that. And I actually had this conversation with my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend yesterday. We were sitting at the dinner table talking about the Knicks. He's a big Knicks fan, and he said the same thing.
Shout out that guy.
And I said, yeah, like, he actually ordered a Nova Knicks shirt off the TikTok shop. So
That's
shout out
hard.
to him for
I should
that.
probably get one. I should probably get one of those.
I'm definitely gonna get one of those.
Sure. But he said the same thing about, and I said, you know what? Like, you're probably right. I mean, you have 2 wings to go against their All-NBA duo of wings, so it kind of works out like that. But you guys didn't even make it to that point. You got to get there.
Yeah.
You got to get to playing the Celtics. And like you guys mentioned, you lost Isaiah Hartenstein. You guys have done nothing to address the center position. Mitchell Robinson, I don't even know if he's good enough to get the job done if he's healthy, but you just have to expect him to get hurt at some point.
Right.
Yep.
And miss time. Hopefully not extended time for the playoff run, but at some point he is going to miss time. And it's going to be a problem. I mean, I know Mitchell Robinson did a decent job against Embiid, I guess you want to say, in the first round. I mean, he gave you guys 50 in one of the games, so I don't know how. But
OG played the best defense against.
But I mean,
OG and Precious, yeah.
I mean, imagine having to go against Embiid and your only center option is Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
And granted, I don't know if we could trust Embiid to be healthy on the other side too. So it's all a world of hypotheticals. But even a guy like Giannis going to the cup, if Mitchell Robinson's not there, like who the fuck? Precious is your backline defense. Good fucking luck. As much as we want to, clown the Bucks for not being deep, not having defense, like I don't like that matchup for you guys. I don't really like the Philly matchup for you guys. So it's and again, you guys are definitely suited to, like, you are building this roster to beat Boston.
Yes.
It's clear as day. When you give OG Anunoby that max contract and you bring in a guy like Mikal Bridges, the priority is we want to be able to hang with the Boston Celtics. So, and for good reason. They're the best team in the NBA, just won the championship. Those are inevitably, if you want to get to where you want to get to, you will have to go through those guys at some point. So it's very interesting. I really don't know how to feel about it. I think on paper and, factoring a little bit of the power of friendship, they should be the second best team in the East as things stand right now, but would I be shocked if they don't make the conference finals next year? No. If Philly or Milwaukee gets there instead of them, I wouldn't be. I
think they're definitely going to address the center issue. So,
Yes, they have to.
They do.
There's not much out there anymore, which is
I trust
unfortunate.
Leo.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I really do.
Yeah,
at
I'm
this
just
point.
going off how things stand right
Like
now.
right
but
now,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I doubt they go into the season with literally no backup center.
Right,
It would
yeah,
be
yeah.
Precious likely.
Or Precious. Like that's
Jericho
just.
Sims would be disgusting.
Yeah, it's just not going to get the job done. There's a guy in Chicago who could stretch the floor and get some rebounds, who I think would be great for you.
Can't
guys,
fucking guard.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think I really like.
I actually
no
think Vooch
trolling.
would be
I think
It's
he
not.
would-
Yeah. It's
as
really
a backup big, I don't know if it gets
Maybe
much.
not even as a backup. Maybe he
No, Mitchell
works as a
Robinson
starter
would
for this
start
team,
over
though.
him. Nah, Mitchell Robinson would start over him. You need the defense. You need the backline defense. Yeah.
You have
That's the identity.
Mikal.
But that's the identity.
right.
You need a good shot blocker behind those guys.
That
Right.
offense would be kind of filthy.
Excuse me.
though.
Yeah, no, I think he'll help, and it gives you a lot more versatility having a. I mean, you guys haven't had a 5 who could stretch the floor like that since who? Since Luke Cornett? Like honestly,
that
you
even
guys haven't
count?
had a 5 who could stretch the floor. I mean, look how
KP wasn't playing the 5.
Porzingis was a
But
4,
right,
yeah.
speaking of KP, though, I mean, I know he only played 4 games in the playoffs, but look how valuable he was to Boston's offense. Not even with his scoring, just his ability to stretch the floor and extend the defense out. So adding a guy like Vucevic, I think, definitely helps you guys. But like you said, the Knicks will definitely address the center position in some shape or form before the season starts. I mean, it seemed, looking back on it now, I know you, for whatever reason, said you would get a tattoo if they got Mikal because you weren't confident they would do it, but it kind of seemed inevitable. We kind of knew
so,
he
yeah.
was gonna go at some
I
point
didn't
from the
think
Nets,
the
and
Nets would be willing to deal with us.
I mean, when you
when
offer
there's
them 5 picks,
when there's 5 first-round picks
But
on the line, and
the
you guys
Rockets
had,
offered as much, if not more, bro, and they declined that.
Yeah, I do wonder
Well,
what the
also-
difference was at the trade deadline versus.
I mean, look at the Bulls. Look at what the Bulls
Right,
missed out on by
yeah,
not
yeah.
trading at the deadline. Sometimes these front offices are just silly trying to hold on to
Right.
things
They're
for whatever
brain dead
reason.
sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know if it was really like a Rockets or Knicks thing. It was just kind of how they felt. I guess at that time they felt like they were still
To
gonna
build a contender.
try and
maybe, I
build
guess.
something around Mikal,
Or
but
get more
obviously
from
that's
Mikal,
switched up.
yeah.
And I mean,
Green and 4 first is insane.
like
Unreal.
it is 5 first-round picks, but you guys are one of those teams who are kind of in a similar boat to OKC, where you guys had a plethora of picks.
Yes.
Like it was playing with house money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the picks don't really matter. The players you gave up don't really matter.
It was only Bojan.
I wish you guys did do something to address the center position, because I would come here and say A+ offseason.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna feel the effects of losing Hartenstein.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if you
1,000,000%.
do get someone to replace him, you're definitely gonna feel those effects. But
I mean this when I say this. You could honestly argue that when Julius was down and stuff, he was the second most important player on the Knicks. Like, genuinely the second most important player on the Knicks. And, like, obviously we get OG, and OG became that too. But Isaiah held the fort down and also allowed Julius to be the best version of himself. When Isaiah was starting, Julius turned into one of the 15 best players in the NBA.
And also, while all those guys were out of the lineup for you guys towards the back half of the year, Isaiah Hartenstein played basically the last 50 games of the
Yes, he
season
did.
injured.
Right.
Yep.
Like a fucking
Achilles.
warrior.
Right.
What
yeah.
an animal, bro.
Yeah, like a fucking dog. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. But,
It hurts.
I mean, the opportunity to get Mikal Bridges, like I started my monologue with, I mean, having 4 guys who won a college championship together in that type of program at Villanova, like, it's a once-in-a-generation type of opportunity. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like it again, honestly.
It's crazy to think that all 4 of them turned out to be really good NBA players.
I mean, that would be like the guys from Florida, like when they had 4 guys going
Yeah.
to draft, like they all ended up on the same team, or like the guys from all those Kentucky teams, like
Yeah.
they ended
John
up
Wall,
on the same.
like, all
yeah.
those boys ended
Like
up on the
obviously they're not like all like superstars like John Wall and Boogie type of thing, but like something like you just don't see anything like this ever, and I don't think we ever will again. So it's definitely cool from that regard, especially because Philadelphia is basically New York. If you really like break it down, it's kind of the same
Yeah.
thing. Like
It's very
they're
similar.
very, very close to home, very close to
Yes.
where they did it. So,
Right. Yeah.
you know, their families are all probably pretty close to here, regardless.
Yeah. I think
So
Brunson
yeah.
lives in Jersey and like something like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro,
So,
he really is a king. It makes me feel.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It is.
And they have a
It's crazy being a
podcast, and
fan
their
right now.
podcast is awesome.
Their podcast is awesome.
It's so funny.
Did you see what they were saying about Isaiah? Did you see Josh's comments? He's like, he's
Yeah,
dead to
they're-
me.
He's
He's like,
"You're
he's dead to me. And Jalen, like, I think it was Jalen that texted him and said, "Who is this?" Like after Isaiah texted him, he's like, "Who is this?"
Mad fun.
He is really funny.
Nonchalant type
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, just mad funny.
He's
bro.
like very like dry humor. Like
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
like-
he's
so.
pretending he's not trying to be funny,
But he's trying so
Yeah,
hard. He's trying so hard.
And then he doesn't find Josh funny at all, but finds him hilarious.
right.
Like
Yeah.
you could tell.
Wait,
like,
look at this. Oh, wait.
I absolutely love it, man. Oh my god. Yeah, that's
Bro, because right before that, Edie missed
That?
a putback dunk
Oh wow.
and then they went down and hit free throws, and then he does that,
What
which
an
is
animal.
kind of
He
crazy.
What an
literally just
absolute animal.
pulled those.
Yeah, he really
Well,
did.
maybe we don't want Walker Kessler.
No, I definitely want Walker.
So I was
Kessler.
actually about to say, by the way, Isaiah Hartenstein, we absolutely love you here in New York.
Look
Oh,
how hype
absolutely,
Gigi
yeah.
Jackson is, bro. I love him, bro. That's
He's
actually
mad
my
funny,
king.
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Gigi's hilarious. If you saw the
Yeah.
video that I sent in the chat, bro, it's like Isaiah. We love you for everything you did in 2 years in New York. Absolutely love you. And honestly, I wouldn't have turned down that contract either. 3 years, 87 is insane amounts of money.
Absolutely unreal,
We
yeah.
couldn't even come close to offering that, so I'm very happy for the dude.
Nope.
Well deserved. Moving on from that, I said there were 2 options for us personally at the center position at this point. We missed out on Mo Wagner. I thought Goga would be the perfect guy to sign after we lost Isaiah.
You guys loved Goga, bro.
Yeah, he was really
He's
so
cool.
Goga,
He's cool. He's not Isaiah.
Goga
but-
reminded me a lot of Isaiah's situation, like how he got limited minutes, showed a lot in the limited minutes. Goga was really good for the Magic when
When he was starting for the Magic, he was really. I remember him like being really good.
Goga was
yeah.
really good. He kind of
Yeah.
plays in a similar way to Isaiah. Obviously, Isaiah's a far better defender and stuff, and I understand all of that, but Goga just seemed like the right move. We missed out on Mo Wagner, which I thought would be the next move. Both the Orlando centers gone. So I say two names in the trade market come up. One of them's playing in the Summer League game right now. It's Walker Kessler. The Jazz just drafted Kyle Filipowski. I don't know what they end up doing at center. They also have John Collins. So I think it's kind of like too many guys there. Maybe Walker Kessler's available.
So weird if like, why would he be the odd man out?
Yeah, I
don't know.
I just don't see it.
He was so good his rookie year. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me.
And he was still pretty good last
he
year.
was solid.
I think he was second in the league in blocks.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
was
I don't
solid.
understand
He's
why
obviously limited, you know. Like
Yes.
he's
drop coverage big. Like there's not much.
He's
you
just
can do
really a
with him.
rim protector. He can't stretch the floor, you know. But like that's still like super valuable to a lot of teams, and
I
he's so
agree.
young. So I don't know.
There is some shooting potential there too.
yeah, he could
but,
stroke that thing.
The other name.
When he went to UNC, we were like, oh my God, this guy's gonna take over college
Did he
basketball
win
shooting.
Defensive Player of the Year
at Auburn
in SEC?
Yeah,
SEC
when he
Defensive
transferred
Player of the
to
Year.
Auburn, he barely played at UNC because we had fucking Garrison Brooks and Armando Bacot. We were benching NBA talent for fucking Armando
Armando
Bacot.
Nice,
Bacot,
man.
bro.
Armando Bacot.
Bacot.
Darren Sharp came off the bench for Bacot, bro.
Sharp's a decent NBA big too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know who's not?
Last guy that I wanted to say, Jared Allen. I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know what the Cavs end up doing, but there needs to be changes there, I would assume. Whether it's Darius Garland, whether it's Jared Allen and Evan Mobley moves to the 5, I have no idea. But if Jared Allen's available, I think he's a guy that the Knicks definitely need to reach out for. Does a lot of this the same things as Isaiah. He's good.
So here's my thing with that, because you proposed that in the chat, like, over time. And in your, like, trade proposals, you were including Mitchell Robinson. Like, yes, Jared Allen's more reliable and better than Mitchell Robinson, but aren't you in the same boat, though? Isn't the point, like, you guys need a backup center?
No,
you know what I
no,
mean?
I think we're in the boat of we need because Mitch doesn't work with this team. This is how I feel about this. Mitch just doesn't work. He'd be a phenomenal backup center in the same mold that he was with Isaiah, but we need a better starting center that helps to maximize Julius Randle's capabilities. And Jared Allen kind of brings offensively a similar skill set, not as good of a passer, but a similar skill set to Isaiah, to where he has a push shot, he can pass, he's decent in the dribble handoff and all that stuff. So
Yeah, he clears Mitchell Robinson.
exactly.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no
it
shot.
makes
Yeah.
life a little bit easier for Julius Randle, which is necessary.
And
for
you don't
us.
have to go get like a really good backup center. You
because
can
you're gonna
get
play
like
Jarrett 30 minutes. a game.
not a Precious Achua or a Jericho Sims,
Yeah,
someone better than
Precious
that.
was
but-
decent for us.
Yeah, I don't know about.
He
it.
held it down.
Yeah, I
you guys
guess.
are gonna
Yeah, I
run
mean,
a lot of Randle at the 5 too.
I
think
would
it's
hope
gonna
so.
that's what I said. The first
Tibbs
thing I
is
said
so
was Randall
against
small
it.
ball, but
Yeah, I think it's gonna work, and I think it's gonna be
especially when you have Hart getting 15 rebounds,
Yeah.
like
And
you
OG
could pull
will
it.
make
Yeah,
up
Cal on,
exactly.
on
Yeah, yeah.
defense, but
Yeah, Josh Hart will definitely make up the rebounding.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have no concerns with that. And Randall at the 5 should unlock stuff.
and you'd probably have OG as the weak side rim protector in those cases too. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
those lineups would be sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know how often Tibbs is gonna go to that. I really don't.
I mean, as things stand right now, he's gonna have.
He's
no
gonna have to,
choice.
yeah. If he has no backup center, yeah.
I'd rather play Randall at the 5 than fucking Jericho Sims.
Jericho.
You know?
That's why I think at that point you just re-sign Precious after. But I think Jared Allen is the best case scenario for us right now, and I think it makes the most sense.
Looking at anyone on the market, yeah, probably.
And then everyone that's talking about like Jared Allen is too. I saw there's a couple people that I'm in like
Lights
a
were
Giants
too
DM with.
bright.
They're like he's too soft, and I'm like, bro, what? Okay,
Mitchell
like
Robinson's made of glass.
Mitchell
Mitchell
Robinson
Robinson is
can't
made of
stay
glass,
healthy.
yeah.
He can't go past 2 feet from the
Jared Allen's a
basket.
fucking all-star center.
Like, bro,
what are we talking
He's
about?
too soft.
I just think Mitchell Robinson is one
No,
of the most
he definitely
overrated Knicks.
clears, and I definitely think he obviously makes you guys better if he was in Mitchell Robinson's place. But I do still believe you guys are kind of in the same boat, though, where you still don't
Desperately need
have
a backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys need a backup that you could rely on if the Randall at the 5 thing isn't working, and if it's Jared Allen or Mitchell Robinson, because Jared Allen isn't he's not always he missed time, he wasn't healthy at the end of this season.
he missed some time a couple.
He's
years
not
ago,
a guy
too.
who is an Iron Man himself. So, like, you guys need a reliable backup. I'm not saying you need Isaiah Hartenstein back, but you need someone. I thought Mo Wagner would have been fucking nice.
Yeah, Mo Wagner
he
would have
would've
been
been
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
I really, like, I know I keep trolling, but, like, if Vucevic, I mean, there's no way he isn't. If Vucevic is available, like,
Right.
I think you guys, and the Bulls are stupid anyway. Even with all the leverage, the Bulls aren't gonna ask for much. Like, even though we'll have all the leverage, we're not gonna ask for much.
Well, you're not
so.
going to get much. That's the problem at this
Yeah,
point.
no. Even
But
with the
we
leverage,
also
it
can't.
doesn't
We
matter.
can't match the money
Yeah, we can't match the money.
unless it's
either.
Mitch. That's why
Yeah.
I'm saying Mitch is the only salary matcher at this point.
Oh, so you guys
Unless
are
you're
beat.
trading Josh. Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes. Unless you're trading Josh. Unless you're trading Dante, you're not trading any of the Nova boys. You're just not doing it. So
So really, it's a prayer circle before every game for health.
pretty much.
I mean, that's how every team is. So.
But like you
Yeah,
just,
that's how
there's
it
got to
is
be
in
a
the
there's
NBA.
got to be a decent enough center that you could go plug off the free agent market.
Taj Gibson's coming back. That's all I know.
There's got to be a decent enough guy.
left?
Well, Daniel Tice
Nobody.
just signed. I was hoping we maybe got.
I thought
him.
that's what I said when Osuzi sent that in the chat. I was like, that was really the last option.
Yes,
Like,
that was the last like great option for us. I think
he would have been nice. He would have been perfect.
with us.
Yeah.
He would have been perfect with us. Could stretch the floor a little bit
Yeah.
too occasionally.
Oh, man.
It sucks. We've missed out on all the great backup center options. It is what it is. I'm sure there's a guy or two out there. You get Precious back. You sign like, I don't even know anyone at this point. Trade for Jared Allen.
Taj Gibson.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work. I trust Leon. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't
I
have
just-
salary matchers. That's the problem.
Overall, I'll end it with I don't know exactly how to feel about it, but it was a move that you couldn't pass up on.
Agreed.
Right.
If it was on the table, it had to be.
Hey man, Paul Reed is still out there.
B-Ball Paul
Reed
would be cool.
Paul Reed would be cool.
It's definitely
B-Ball
not
Paul
the
would be
worst
cool.
option. Definitely not the worst.
Go get B-Ball Paul, trade for Jared Allen.
What would
and
be the worst
be here.
option?
Jared
Taj Gibson or Jericho
Bismack
Sims.
Biyombo.
Bismack.
Busy would be
What
the
did Bismack do to you? Bro, that's fucking busy, bro.
Busy,
Come
busy.
on.
Come on, man.
No, it's nothing against Busy.
Remember when
it's just,
Bismack was cooking that one playoff?
I was just
and
gonna
he
say
got
that.
a-
Yeah.
He
He got a
gold.
moments card.
card.
Fucking my team. He was nice,
Yeah.
bro.
Moments
He
card
was nice,
nuts.
bro.
I remember Joe Helt gave me his my team, and he had Busy and Aaron Gordon, and it was the
Bro,
greatest
that Aaron
front court
Gordon
ever.
fucking dunk contest card was nutty too.
Yes,
bro.
it was.
That was a good my team. What was that? 2K17.
16, 17?
16, I think.
Yeah, that was good
It was
stuff.
16, yeah.
I like that shit.
That was the best, man. I miss
Shout out to
those days,
Bismack.
bro.
Shout out Busy.
I miss those days, man. But yeah. Okay, so
Would you rather Bismack or Jericho Sims right now?
Bismack?
Bismack.
Nice.
Bismack, no
I
doubt about
can't
it.
stand Jericho Sims.
Jericho Sims is. We shouldn't even talk about him as the worst case scenario because like
He's not a scenario.
he's not a scenario.
I'd rather Josh Hart at center, like truthfully.
yeah. At this point.
Meg.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I might just be dragging it. Like, how valuable really is having a backup center? I guess like only time will tell. You know,
Well,
I
when you
might
want-
just be.
It's valuable.
When you want to
It's-
put a team in contention, you got to nitpick. so
yeah,
that's
it
fair,
really
you
is
know.
like, but that really is like the only hole on the roster.
is.
Like that's really the only thing you could nitpick. So
It's wild. Nick's Twitter was saying that people are complaining about a backup center.
yeah, and that's all you could complain about. That's really it. What else is there to complain about?
We're
you guys
really
are deep.
here.
You have star power. You have defense. You
Right.
have coach.
We have
You have the
shooting.
power of friendship.
Power of friendship will take
No,
us far.
that's really the only thing to complain about. So
Right.
maybe I'm just dragging it. Maybe it isn't that important. We'll see. We'll definitely
Time will
find
tell.
out, yeah.
But there is another team in the Eastern Conference that has made some big time moves. One notably, Paul George. Paul George hopped on his podcast a couple. I think it
Oh my
released today
God, bro.
with his jersey on, which is a move, one of the moves. Don't know where it ranks all time, but it's one of the moves.
I said that would be like me hopping on this podcast in my men's league jersey. Lone Nick said, "Yeah, but he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You're Chris." What the fuck does that mean,
That was just
bro?
mad-
I have highlights,
mad
bro.
that was so
unnecessary.
I have
disrespectful.
mad
highlights, bro.
That was
I have
so
some moments, bro.
disrespectful. Bro, it was cringy either way, bro.
So
Like, come
corny,
on, bro.
Yeah,
so
it was-
corny.
What are you doing? Why are you hopping on your
Did you
own
guys see
podcast
any of the
with
clips
jersey?
on the podcast before we actually?
I
No,
talked
because
actually
about it?
haven't.
I was probably gonna like listen to it at work this week,
So-
so I was like, "Someone pass."
I'm
But
gonna
go ahead.
spoil it a little
Yeah,
bit.
go
It's
ahead.
fine. I
But-
wasn't watching it.
Yeah.
So I think this already came out before, though. Paul George wanted the Kawhi deal early on, and the Clippers told him no, and he felt disrespected. But then they offered him the Kawhi deal, and he said the 3 year, what is it, 3 years, 150 or something around that.
Yeah, it was 3-151.
Probably around that
It was
ballpark.
that was the exact
something of
Kawhi
that
deal,
ballpark.
153, something like that.
That was his initial thing, and it's noted not just from this past podcast. Like that's been a thing. Paul George wanted the Kawhi contract.
Yes.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys have heard that before.
Yeah.
They offered him that, and then it became a thing that he wanted 4 years and a no trade clause.
So he
And,
kept
like,
moving the goalposts.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel like he's not standing on business, bro. And
I mean, he never.
He was
did.
also on his podcast saying how bad he wanted to stay in LA. And
Yeah,
it's
I just-
like I don't know.
And then
you
you
got to get a deal done.
changed
Yeah,
how
you
you
got to
feel
you got to
about
get
it.
a deal
I don't
done
know. I
at
feel
that
like
point.
it was
You
just
know?
a lot of like bad. From what I saw, man. Like, and I like Paul George. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a problem with it personally. I don't know him personally,
Right.
but from what I saw, it was just a lot of like bad mouthing the Clippers. And
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man. At the end of the day, they still gave you generational money to play the game of basketball.
And a pretty damn good
Like,
opportunity to
Yeah.
do the thing.
Yeah. It wasn't the Clippers' fault that they never won it.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it wasn't the Clippers'
They
fault.
put a great team around it
Yeah.
around them.
No,
And,
they
yeah.
tried their best.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I just wasn't the biggest fan of all his comments. I don't know. I feel like he's just being a little bit.
He's dragging.
Yeah, I guess that's just what happens when you have a podcast. So at the end of the day, you got to
you
get
need
the clicks
content.
and the views.
Right.
You need content. I mean, It's fine. It's whatever.
But-
PG, congrats, man. You got a bag. You're in Philly.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats on always get your money.
Right.
Never
Yeah. Always
blame
get
the
your
guy for
bag.
getting
Yeah.
their fucking
For
money.
sure.
He got a bag.
4
And he's
years,
on a title
fucking
contender.
200+ mil. Going into his age 38 season, he's gonna be making like 60.
Yep.
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get your
For
money.
sure.
I mean, I'm happy for the dude that vaults Philly into title contention for sure. You were
Yeah, I
talking
mean,
about
this
that
is
was the move.
This was so. Let's talk about it. This was the move. Happy for you, Paul George. You know you got your money. Joel Embiid, I'm happy you guys got a new big three. You know, things got murky with the whole Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler thing, and was it going to be the end of Embiid in Philly? And they figured it out. Great drafting, and obviously great, just being a front office and signing the best available free agent.
Shout out Daryl.
Clearing up the cap space, making all these minor moves around the edges over the
Yes.
course of the
Holding
past like,
Tyrese
3
Maxey
years.
off on
Right.
his extension.
Right. All these minor moves around the edges to make sure that you had a max spot going into this offseason. So job well done. But this is it, bro.
Yep.
This is it. I'm not just gonna give it 1 year because, it's a new guy. You're integrating him. I'll give it 2 years. But this is it. Like, for both of these dudes. Like, it's,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's kind of poetic that they're gonna kind of
Do this together.
end it to like this is. I mean, Paul George should be done after this contract. I'd be
Right.
shocked if he signs another contract. Honestly,
Pull Paul Pierce. Just turn into like a real
Bro, that
role
vet
player.
minimum by then is probably gonna be like 10 mil or something.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like you
With
never
NBA
know.
money at
You
this
never
point.
know.
yeah, but when inflation, you can't even afford a Big Mac with that. Bro, at that point,
True. All
Yeah,
right.
you're right. You're so right. It's a great
Nah,
point.
I mean, listen, the roster's a little bit weak. They're not the deepest team, but they made some moves. They brought in Mo Bamba. Did they? No,
no.
Drummond.
they lost. They
They
brought
lost
in
Mo Bamba. They
Drummond.
lost Drummond.
No, they
No,
brought in
they
Drummond.
got Drummond.
They brought in
They
Drummond.
brought in Drummond. They brought in Caleb Martin.
Eric
I saw
Gordon.
that. That was a
Lost-
good move. Eric Gordon.
Lost Nick Batum,
Yes.
which is definitely a huge loss.
Kyle Lowry is still unsigned.
Yeah, so,
They've done well.
yeah,
They lost Buddy Hield, traded him.
Yeah, they have a roster there. I mean, so
D'Anthony Melton.
what's the projected starters as of right now?
I would assume
Maxey,
Kelly.
Caleb, I would assume, starts at the 2.
So what? Maxey, Caleb, Paul George,
Paul
Kelly,
George,
Oubre,
Kelly Oubre,
and
and
Embiid.
Embiid.
That's not a bad starting five at
It's a
all.
damn good defensive starting five.
Oh, when Caleb Martin signed, someone tweeted this is like when it was a picture of Malcolm Butler. This is when a New England corner that leaves in free agency.
Yep. Caleb's about to suck.
Yeah.
Caleb's about to be ass.
Yeah, I mean, the roster's there. Obviously, again, we're going to nitpick. There's flaws. They might not have the greatest depth, but you have a starting five that really should be able to compete with anyone. And when he's healthy, arguably the best basketball player in the world. So,
Top 5.
Right.
easily top 5 when he's healthy.
Right.
Like, no questions asked. Probably a lock top 3 when he's healthy. The question is, can he stay healthy and can he show up when the lights are the brightest? And I mean, it's going to be one of those things where don't really care what you do for the 82 games. It
Right.
really doesn't mean shit to any of us. It's what you do for the 16 games. So, they'll be a fun regular season team to watch. I'm sure they'll have some battles with some of those top teams in the East that will overreact to, as we do. If they lose to the Knicks, we'll overreact to it. If they beat the Celtics in a regular season game, I'm sure we'll say they're the new favorites in
Yep.
the East.
Yep.
Like, that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, none of this shit matters until those 16 games. And
I feel like we've really learned that the last couple years. It
Yeah, I
really
Yeah.
don't
Really don't
mean a
fucking
damn
matter.
thing. Doesn't mean a damn thing.
Don't matter.
I mean, there's just a handful of guys who have shown they could do that damn thing.
Yep.
So I don't really care what you do for 82 games if you can't win the whole thing.
Well, especially these two guys that have shown that when
They've had their
right,
moments. Yeah.
have had
I
their
mean,
moments when the lights
Draymond
get bright.
Green says it. There's 82 game guys and then there's 16 game guys. These guys have proven they're great 82 game guys, and then when it comes to the 16, where are you? Where are
And
you?
it's not all terrible too. Like they have Embiid.
They've had playoff
like
He
series,
I
had
mentioned,
50
yeah.
while he was hurt.
He had
Like,
Yeah, they've
50
had
against
some
the Knicks.
playoff
Like,
series,
We all
man.
know Paul George. Like for as many bad moments as he has just as many good moments in the
Yeah.
playoffs. I mean, he took them. They were 2 games away from the finals without Kawhi
Yep.
when they lost in the
Mhm.
conference
They lost to
finals
the Jazz.
Suns.
No, Suns.
For the
Sorry,
Suns the year they went,
Beat
like
the
they were
Jazz that year.
there. And obviously he did sell down the stretch with the missed free throws down the stretch of that series. Remember
Yes.
that? That was a crazy time.
That
but,
was a rough.
That was when he had braids, Paul George.
Yeah.
He was
That was
cooking
a crazy.
that series,
Why
though.
did he have braids? Like, why did he have braids?
PG just be doing shit, man.
He really
Just to
does.
do it. Just to do it.
But no, I mean, again, there's not really much to say here. Like, this was the move that had to be made. Like I mentioned, that's why you clear the cap room. If they didn't get Paul George, there would have been a problem. Like, it would have been, we would have started going in the trade machine for Joel Embiid if they didn't bring in Paul George. So, even if
What they cleared the
even if they got their second option, if they ended up somehow pulling, like I mentioned a few podcasts ago, if they pulled off a trade for Jimmy Butler,
Brandon Ingram.
I wouldn't have known Brandon Ingram if they were the winner of the DeMar sweepstakes. Like, it's just,
Christ.
it just like this was the guy. You had to bring in Paul George, and they did that. So now it's just about everyone executing. And, I think Paul George moving from a number 2 to, in theory, he should be the number 3. Obviously, some nights he'll need to be the number 2. There's going to be nights where he may need to be the number 1. But in theory, on paper, moving down to the number 3 guy, lessening the responsibility offensively, we should see him pick up a little bit on the defensive end, losing some offensive responsibility.
I thought the same thing.
Getting back to his old ways. So it should be fun to watch. They should, obviously, they're in title contention, barring health. It's, again, I'll keep saying it, stay healthy and don't fucking collapse.
Yep. It's pretty much that simple, yeah.
So what do you think? How do you feel about
Yeah, I
this
mean,
team?
you pretty much hit every point. I mean, Paul George is the most seamless player to put into any system where he goes in and fits like a glove. I mean, but yeah, it really doesn't mean shit until the playoffs, especially with these two guys, because they've shown, they've had their, like you said, they've had their good moments, but no one really cares about your good moments when you have a lot of bad moments too. It's more highlighted, and Maxey has shown that he can elevate his game come playoff time. So having a guy like Paul George around will definitely make it easier for him to do his thing too.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know that as Knicks fans.
Yeah, he was killing
put a
us.
Dagger straight through our hearts.
Yeah, he was killing us.
I think it was, but yeah, man. So I posed this question to you guys. I'll let you answer first, and then you could go, Chris. Best big 3 in the NBA.
Off the top of my head,
They're a dying
I mean the
breed.
Celtics have a big 5.
Oh yeah, never
So,
mind. Yep, forgot about that. Jason
So,
Tatum,
like-
Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday,
Yeah, I was
Derek
gonna say the Celtics, but they
Pick
really do
your
have a
third
big
player.
5.
Like, on paper, though, the Sixers' big 3 is better than the Celtics' big 3.
Yes.
The Celtics have just won a championship.
But it's not better than their big 5 is the issue.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But yeah, I guess
Just
their
big
top 3.
three-wise,
Yeah,
I mean-
okay.
It's a dying breed, the big 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
for sure. I mean, what
Not
other
the
big
league.
3s are out there?
I'm sure the league's great.
Yeah.
The Nuggets.
If you want, I was gonna say if you wanted to say the
Jamal,
Nuggets.
Jokic, and I guess Aaron
It would
Gordon,
be
if
Aaron
you want to say
Gordon,
that.
but no.
Just because of fucking Jokic, you could have the conversation, I guess.
Yeah. But
I mean, Giannis, Dame, and Chris Middleton, we could have that
True,
conversation
yeah.
for sure. We could definitely have that conversation. That's what
Yeah.
I'm willing to have.
man, I'll talk about them in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, out west, there's really not big 3s like that. I mean,
Just don't
Kyrie,
even-
Clay, and Luka.
Next.
Don't even start with the Suns either, because, jeez, man.
Yeah.
What a wreck
It's a
Beal is.
disastrous of
Timberwolves
a-
with Edwards, Rudy, and Cat.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Definitely up
That's
there.
up there.
Definitely up there. But I think on paper, it's the Sixers.
And they fit.
Yeah, they
They
should.
Right.
fit
yeah,
really
yeah.
well. So
It's definitely projecting a little, obviously, because we've never seen them play together. But I mean, it should be as seamless of a
Well,
fit.
Sleazy
as
said, "Who is Paul George better than?" And Embiid's not even better than Tatum.
is PG better than Jalen? Probably not, right? It's about as close as it gets, I think.
Yeah,
Right now.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Jalen Brown.
I think we were all
wouldn't
pushing
say-
for Jalen to
yeah, I
make
wouldn't say Paul.
all NBA third team, and we weren't really pushing
Yeah,
for Paul
no.
to do it.
Jalen
so-
Brown's better than Paul.
Yeah, Jalen
Yeah,
Brown's
yeah, I
better
would
than Paul
agree.
George.
Oh, maybe they do have the best
Yeah.
big 3 with Kristaps
Yeah,
as the third best player. So
probably.
I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
mean,
Obviously,
like-
we respect yourself.
Like, yeah, like I guess by default you have to take the Celtics because, like, what am I gonna say? If Embiid's healthy, he's better than Tatum. But I'm sick of fucking saying it.
Right,
Healthy.
yeah.
So yeah, I would rank the Celtics big
Yeah,
3 ahead
that's
of
fair.
them
Okay,
right now.
so
Prob-
Celtics.
I probably rank the Nuggets big 3 ahead of them too. I'm not gonna lie.
The Knicks got a big 4.
The Knicks have friendship.
We
and
do.
No one has friendship like the Knicks do.
We do indeed. You're so right, Tom. Yeah, it It's tough. There's maybe 3 legitimate like high talent big
Kings.
threes. Oh God, De'Aaron. That is the most like. I don't want to say mid big 3 because all 3 of those players are great, but like. It's a mid-ass big 3.
It really
it's a mid-ass.
The middest three.
It's
bro.
not a big. It's the mid 3.
It really is.
It's the
bro.
mid 3. So,
They're gonna be a good league pass team.
They will be very
but
fun to watch.
It's the middest 3.
Yes. Yeah.
So all right. So there's 4 real contenders in the East: the Celtics, the Knicks, the Bucks, and the 76ers. Rank them, Tom. Go ahead.
It's pretty simple for me. Celtics, Knicks, Bucks, Sixers.
Ooh. Oof.
I don't like the Sixers again on paper maybe, but like you have two playoff chokers. And the Bucks have Doc Rivers.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I'm gonna have to go with Celtics, Knicks. I gotta give Giannis the benefit of the doubt. Bucks, Sixers, but I could swap 3 and 4 in my personal opinion. I think the Knicks are the clear cut 2 right now, though. Bias.
I'm gonna go Celtics, Bucks, Knicks, Sixers. I've been saying it for a few weeks now. I just believe 34 is gonna come back with vengeance on his mind, and when he's in that mode, I don't. Like I said, I don't like. I know the Bucks can't really guard anyone, so the Bucks technically don't really match up well with anyone. But
Hey man,
I don't like the Knicks matchup with the Bucks personally. Listen, if OG is the answer for Giannis, I guess that's about. I mean, I guess there just isn't an answer for Giannis. I'm just going off. I really think he's just gonna come
Friendship
in
is the
that
answer for
mode. You know,
Giannis.
he's pissed.
So, the
He's
Bucks
pissed.
made 2 moves this offseason. Lost Malik Beasley.
They got
They
DeLon
signed
Wright.
DeLon Wright, and they signed Torian Prince.
Yo,
So,
given their cap situation with
It's
the
a
new
decent
CBA,
move.
Like,
it was
yeah.
as good as it could.
Yeah.
It was best case scenario. That was as good as it could have gotten for them.
to get those 2 role players
Yeah.
for what they.
Two minimum contracts
Yeah.
available to you, and those are the 2 guys you got.
Yeah.
I mean, Torian Prince, like, he had lowlights last year just because he was on the fucking Lakers, so everything you do is under a microscope.
Maximize,
But
yeah.
And everyone
He-
forgets to shoot when they go to forgets
Yeah,
how to
but
shoot
he
when they go
But
to
he
the
shot
Lakers.
like
Yeah.
39%
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
3 last
Yeah.
year. I'm not saying like he's a great defender anymore, but he's
He's
at
a
least
No, but
high-
he actually
high-level
was
def-
one of the bigger bright spots,
Yeah,
like towards the end of the
yeah,
season,
he
especially in the
was.
play-in. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
he's a
Torian
high
was a
level.
great pickup for them.
Yeah, I mean, if your biggest weakness is defense and you picked up, I'm not going to say 2 guys who are elite or even like great, but you picked up 2 high intensity defenders
Right,
at
yeah.
least, which
DeLon
is
Wright
something
may
you were.
start, bro.
It was something you were lacking, like, and not even
DeLon Wright
having
really
good
might start,
defenders.
bro.
You were lacking guys who wanted to even sit down in the chair and at least attempt to guard. And those are 2 guys who were, at bare minimum, they're gonna sit their ass down and try.
Yep.
That's like really all you could ask, and like they're going to play huge roles. And if they're giving you the 3-point shooting and the spacing also around Giannis, while also being able to take some defensive pressure off a guy like Damian Lillard, off an aging Chris Middleton with Giannis and Brook Lopez, that's the back line. Like it's not the worst thing in the world. Like they definitely got better.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
to you guys. We talked about it a few weeks ago. I said there's no way they don't get better going into next season.
Oh, it's your boy, it's Baycott.
Yo,
He's on a
the
summer league
Jazz.
team?
I guess so. Yeah.
Wait, who won this game?
The Jazz.
Damn.
Yeah, I think George hit a game winner to hit the target score. I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh, they do the target scoring.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty dope.
that's what it is.
Yep.
The whole time I'm looking, I'm like, why is it not showing how much time is left in this
His
overtime?
target score 97. Yeah.
Wow.
There is Baisley sighting.
What?
Wow.
I did
Summer.
not know
Wild,
that.
man. But yeah, no, the Bucks did well. Given the circumstances, the Bucks did well.
Oh, so he's just laughing at me because I called Giannis 34. Come on, I have aura, bro. Respect me.
Surprised they haven't moved from Brook Lopez yet. I don't think they will, personally. I just
I think
don't.
you just gotta ride it till the
You
wheels
can't,
fall
yeah.
you
off.
have to
Yeah,
ride
what
it till
else?
the wheels
Can't.
fall off, bro. Like,
And then
What
you,
else
and
are
then
we
you
gonna
just
do?
rely on
For as
wide eye
old
Bobby.
and wrinkly as Brook Lopez is, like having those 2 guys in the back line
Bro,
at
he
least
was-
gives you a chance
he
to
was
have a
cooking,
decent
too.
defense,
He
yeah.
went back to old down low Brook Lopez, and
yeah.
Pacers could not guard him.
No,
Bro,
they
he was
couldn't.
giving Miles Turner problems,
Yeah.
Bro, Brook
which
can
is
still
crazy.
hoop.
No, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
every
saying
time
he can't.
Giannis goes out, like he just gets
Averages
down
like
there in
20.
the block and
Yeah.
just starts cooking these dudes.
Yep.
For sure.
He still
So-
got it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I just think I don't know. Give Dame a full offseason there. Give Doc a full offseason there. As much as we want to shit on Doc, like he could at least win you a few playoff series. You know, he might not get you over the hump,
He
but
can win
he
you
could
one.
at least, yeah, more.
And then he'll get you a
times than that.
3-1 lead.
More times than that. Yeah.
He
He'll
could
get
win
you
you
3-1
two
lead.
playoff
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
I think Doc could get them to the conference final.
How is that even possible?
30 on 5 of 21 shooting, 17 from 19 from the free throw line for
Except for
Keontae George.
That's my
That
boy.
is
That's my boy.
insane. 5 of 21 with 30 points.
Oh,
is
I can't wait till their
insanity.
new jerseys come out so I
Yeah,
can get it.
bro.
The white one doesn't come out though until next year. Like they're dropping like half of them this year, and then
So
the other-
strange.
It's so weird that they're doing that. I know.
Jazz are built.
The one that I want
Yeah.
doesn't come out till next year, which is really sad. But I'm definitely gonna be on that.
They have so
Yeah.
many guards and so many big men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
We can move over to the Western Conference.
Indeed,
Where
we
do we
should.
want to start here?
You know what? We'll go back to our boy Isaiah, and we'll talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. 3 years, $87 million to Isaiah Hartenstein, but that wasn't the only move they made. We did talk about. I don't think we actually had a podcast about the Caruso.
No,
Giddey
I don't
one.
think
we did.
so.
We recorded some TikToks, one of which included Josh Giddey and Alex Caruso. By the way, go follow us on TikTok if you haven't already. Very close to 10K. Go do that right now. But yeah, the Caruso trade for Josh Giddey, that was another big time move for the Thunder. Just an absolute, in my personal opinion, masterclass of an offseason for Sam Presti with $1.5 million draft picks in the stash right now, ready to go, locked and loaded, can make any deal he personally wants. You got perimeter defense and an extra shooter in Alex Caruso, who a guy next to me can attest to how good that man is. And then you get a guy who we can attest to how good that man is in Isaiah Hartenstein. You covered the two weaknesses that you had. Josh Giddey in the starting five and rebounding and rim protection aside from Chet Holmgren, obviously, but
My
a big
God,
body.
bro. These guys got Josh Giddey and 2 second-round picks for Caruso and fucking DeRozan, bro.
Yep, pretty much.
So sad.
Yep,
bro.
pretty
And
much.
cash considerations.
So yeah. The Bulls are sorry.
Yeah.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder are incredibly elite. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Thunder's offseason?
I mean, yeah, they addressed the two biggest holes on the roster, and they still won 57 games
were the
last season.
first
They were the
seed.
1 seed. Yeah, I mean, I think they're the team to beat out West. I mean, it's just they put the perfect complement next to Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
A big bruiser of a guy who doesn't command the ball on offense or anything, but can do what he has to with it. He can pass the ball. He's got that little baby hook, so he's not just clogging up the lane. And then you have Chet on the 3-point line, and between both of them, they'll give you 5 to 6 blocks a game. So
Isaiah's gonna shoot there.
Isaiah probably is going to put up some jumpers there, and I respect it. And he's a hell of an offensive rebounder. It's just it's a match made in heaven for those two. And then you get Caruso is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league and close to, if not a 40% 3-point shooter.
Yep.
A perfect complement. And then you get another one of the best on-ball defenders coming off your bench. And you have other guys. You could still run a 10 or maybe even 11-man rotation
Or
with
12.
how good this team is. And they still have all that depth and all those draft picks. So if it doesn't work for whatever reason, they just go make another move and they get even better. So I really don't see how they can fumble this situation,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been an A+ offseason for them if they only got Isaiah Hartenstein. And that was a move that kind of felt inevitable. We kind of all saw that coming.
Right.
I did not expect them to be in the Alex Caruso sweepstakes
No, me
at
neither.
all. I didn't see that one coming. I mean, I don't even want to say the cherry on top. That's a piece of the cake.
Yep.
That's an extra slice of cake,
Yeah.
bro. We're eating good tonight in OKC. That's 2 slices of cake right
Yeah.
there.
Right.
2 full, juicy slices of cake. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, you mentioned it. Isaiah Hartenstein, we've already talked about it on numerous occasions. He was exactly what they needed. Gives you versatility.
Jared McCain, 3.4 million followers on TikTok. That's like his claim to fame. Sorry, I had to point that out.
They added him too. Yeah.
yeah.
Continue.
Look at him do it.
Oh Jesus
Like
Christ.
dancing dance.
Jared McCain, dancey dances.
But yeah, I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein, he gives the front court so much versatility, like you mentioned. You could run him and Chet together, and you need that out west with, the Mavs with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, and the Timberwolves with their Twin Towers and a guy like Big Yoke. You needed to be able to go physical.
It's interesting how the league's going like full circle back to two bigs
Yes.
in the rotation in the lineup, right?
Yes.
Well,
But now one of them needs to be able to shoot.
Yeah, these guys 7-footers are so fucking skilled.
Or
bro.
both potentially. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the cheat code, bro. Find a 7-footer who could stretch and handle and play him at the 4.
Right.
It's really, I mean, we've been waiting for it, though. You know, you had a guy like Porzingis. We've been waiting for it with Jaren Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I mean, we've had these, like, unicorns come in, and they just haven't really put it together. But now we're seeing a guy like Chet who, I mean, he really has it put together. It's really just about getting more years under his belt.
More experience,
he has that shit figured out.
More meat on his bones, too. But yeah.
But he has that shit figured out and gives him more versatility in the front court. Alex Caruso gives them versatility, too. He's a guy who could play alongside Shea and, like you mentioned, be a 40% catch-and-shoot player. He's a guy who was brought up as a point guard, so he could run your bench units. He's a more than willing and capable passer. He's obviously not some advanced Luka Doncic-type passer, but he can make reads, and he probably won't turn the ball over, so he gives you versatility in that regard. I mean, roster construction-wise, I mean, they're right there with the Celtics, for sure. They're deep. They could defend. They could space. They could shoot. They could handle. Like, they check all the boxes in terms of roster construction. It falls on Chet and J-Dub, though, because, you know, as the 2 and 3 guy, like, those guys just have to make, like, star-type leaps, you know? And, I mean, they're young. Like, it doesn't have to be this year. If they don't win the championship this year, doesn't fucking matter. Like, it really doesn't.
Right.
It'd be cool if they could get there and get some experience under their belt, but, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like, this core has, like, the next 5 years together at minimum, you know? Everyone seems to be locked up on rookie deals. Like, they have them under team control, so there's no rush. Like, there's no rush to, you know, make any crazy moves, move on from any of these guys if they don't have to. As Sam Presti's been doing, he's been finding the moves that benefit them and that they clearly win on paper, and then that's really it. I mean,
He's very patient. He's very patient.
I want to say, like, on paper, they are the best constructed team in the West. It's really just about the lack of experience, and that's why I probably wouldn't have them as the clear favorite. I think there's 3 to 4 teams that are kind of all in the same boat. Like, I don't really think anyone has more of a chance than anyone to make it out. I think they're all up there, but I mean, as perfect of an offseason as they could have possibly had coming off a 1 seed. I mean, they maybe got the most better out of any team this offseason, and they were just the 1 seed. Like,
yeah, it's wild to me because the Thunder obviously have, like, this specific archetype of player that they like, which is you need to be able to dribble, pass, shoot,
do everything,
to be on the
do a little bit of everything.
Thunder.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, like, for a 7-footer that can rebound the way Isaiah does, he can handle the ball pretty decently. He's a great passer for a big man. And look, I'm telling you, I said it just before, they're gonna let him shoot threes, and Isaiah can shoot threes. Didn't show it on the Knicks because Tibbs does not like his center shooting. But he's going to shoot threes there in OKC, and he's going to be good at it. Because, honest to God, that there's not a thing on the basketball floor that Isaiah Hartenstein cannot do for your team if you ask him.
And those guys are willing cutters, too.
Yes.
You know, you got J-Dub, you got Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe can move without the ball. Like, Alex Caruso, we just mentioned, like, he knows how to play off the ball. Yeah, like, these guys know how to play off the ball. So having a guy who could be at the top of the key and run your offense for certain stretches and in certain sets, like, it's
DHOs with Shea and J-Dub, like, it's
that's what I'm saying. A DHO
with
with
the
Shea
coach
and
of the
Isaiah
year,
Hartenstein with J-Dub or Aaron Wiggins, like, flashing to the basket, it's really going to be hard to guard them.
Yeah,
it really is.
And
I'm very curious to see what their opening night starting lineup is, and I'm not sure that'll be the starting lineup come season's end. Yeah,
you think they start with Dort or he comes off the bench?
No, I think you traded for Caruso, and you know Caruso's going to fit seamlessly no matter where he ended up. Yeah. But I think it's even more so with the Thunder just because of how it is. I think the starting 5 will be Shea, Caruso, J-Dub, Chet, and Isaiah. You don't pay Isaiah that much money to take him off.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because, like, Dort can get buckets too. Like, he's no slouch, you know. Like, he can shoot, so he's a little bit.
He tries to sometimes. Yeah. He's that Marcus Smart type sometimes, where, like, He
Yeah,
just
he
likes
could
to
shoot
take
you out of a game.
stupid ass
He could
Yeah,
shots.
definitely
true.
shoot you out of a game.
Yeah.
That's something that Caruso really doesn't do.
No.
So.
Caruso will
I mean,
shoot
but
5 shots a game.
goddamn, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, and fucking Isaiah Joe off your bench. Holy moly!
Case on Wallace.
The
Jason
big
Wallace.
Jalen Williams,
Oh
who
my
was good
gosh.
for them. Case and Wallace, yeah. Bro, it's not
They
fair.
literally have a whole NBA team off their bench.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
A 20 win.
Better than the
A
Pistons.
20-win starting 5 off the bench.
Insane.
Which honestly is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Pistons made a lot of moves this offseason too, but they're still going to be ass.
Strange.
But yeah, the Thunder are insane. And the fact that they have so much flexibility still to do whatever the hell they so choose is just wild to me. And it doesn't make any sense. We could be witnessing like the next dynasty.
Dynasty, yeah.
I mean, we knew that though.
Right,
We did.
yeah.
We knew.
When,
Yeah.
when Sam Presti had what, 15
million picks.
50 million draft
round
picks
picks over the
in the next 4
years.
drafts, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
But
what the fuck,
one
man?
team out west, the team that beat them, that knocked them out, also got better.
They sure did.
My Dallas Mavericks. They turned Josh Green, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Derek Jones Jr. into Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes, and Najee Marshall. Think you got 3 guys who provide more spacing than you had. I don't know if I want to say better defense because, goddamn, Derek Jones Jr. at the point of attack was so fucking good for
Yeah.
them. But guys who are more than capable defenders. But the main thing is the spacing. And, I mean, we saw it in the finals and throughout the playoffs. Luka and Kyrie did their thing. I don't think anyone else averaged more than 10 points for them throughout the playoff run. PJ Washington was... I don't think he averaged 10 points for the playoffs.
Yes,
Really?
He did. He had a series where he averaged like 18 by itself. He
Yeah.
definitely did.
Let's see the basketball.
Yeah, didn't he cook against the Thunder?
He did,
Yeah.
but
He did.
he
did.
really struggled outside of that.
If it was, it wasn't
he had
wasn't
some
much more.
Duds.
Let's see,
against
let's
the,
see.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
All right, so 13.
Yeah.
So he's the only other
He
guy.
was the
who
only
in
other guy.
double digits.
Yes.
So they were clearly lacking scoring. Listen, Jason Kidd, for as much shit as I gave him last year, like this guy could scheme up a defense, even if there's
For
not
sure.
the best defenders out there. So yeah, maybe the POA defense took a hit because you lost Derek Jones Jr., but I'm sure he'll figure it out. But you get a guy in Klay Thompson. I mean, I know it's been rough in Golden State the last few years. I know he went 0 for 10 in an elimination game, but
Did he? I didn't know that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
It's not like it's the first
Yeah,
comment
it's not
on
like
every
it's commented
Instagram
on
post.
every single post ever.
Yeah. He went 0 for 10 in an elimination game. But, I mean, this is a guy who, at bare minimum, is the 3rd greatest player to shoot a basketball ever
Yep.
in the history of our beautiful sport.
Right.
Playing alongside a generational playmaker and passer in Luka Doncic, a guy in Kyrie Irving who draws a shit ton of attention.
Going to get you open looks, yeah.
I mean, this is just a match made in heaven. Listen, Steph Curry is great, and that Golden State offense is great, but
God bless.
bless, bless.
You have a secret OnlyFans we don't know about?
Ooh, sheesh. Never that.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about
Klay, seamless
Thompson.
fit.
Klay Thompson.
Steph
Yeah.
Curry and the Warriors' offense was great, but it was just Steph Curry for the past 2 years, and he's not the playmaker Luka Doncic is. I know he has the gravity and all that, so much gravity and aura from Wardell, but
Right.
he's just not the playmaker Luka Doncic is. Klay Thompson's going to see some of the best looks he's seen since it was KD and Steph playing
Yes.
alongside
Yeah.
him, and you know, this is a guy who, again, for as bad as he was, what was he, like 37% from 3 last year? He
30, 38 and a half.
38% from
Yeah.
And he had a bad
39,
year.
let's
Nine
round up.
on like
Yeah.
9 attempts per
And he
game.
had a bad year, yeah.
39% from 3 still gave you 19 points. The defense obviously isn't what it once was. He came off 2 major leg injuries, like,
Right.
and he's old. Like, yeah, he's not going to be the defender that he is, but his spacing for this team, the way he's going to open up the floor for Luka and Kyrie, the way he's going to open up the floor for a guy like Derek Lively rolling to the paint and the pick and roll, it's just
He's
going to
so good.
it's going to fit beautifully. You get a guy in Quentin Grimes who struggled mightily last year.
I'll tell you,
was-
he's going to be good for them.
It was terrible. It's just inevitable that he's going to be good for them.
Right.
I mean, this is a guy who, you know, you wouldn't really look at him and think this, but he just plays the game the right way.
He plays his ass off on defense.
Plays the game the right way. Yeah.
He really does.
He sure chucks up shots, but like
He plays
usually he
de-
takes good shots.
Yeah,
he just
plays
sometimes can't
defense
hit
the
them.
right way. His shot form is like
Right.
you can
Beautiful.
tell like
Yeah.
that guy like he's
He's a hooper.
He's been playing basketball his whole life. He's
Right.
not one of these dudes who was just athletically gifted and started playing when he got
Yes.
to high school. Like Quentin
Yeah.
Grimes has been playing basketball for his entire life. And again, listen, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are great, but you're playing with Luka Doncic. You're gonna get the best looks you've ever gotten. So And then Najee Marshall, he's a guy who in limited minutes in a crowded Pelicans room, he had so many bright spots for them when guys went down. He's a guy who could, I don't think he's a point of attack defender that Derrick Jones is, but he could hold his own. And listen, they're going to leave him open if he's on the floor the same way they did with Derrick Jones Jr. 100%. Then, it's Luka Doncic and Kyrie you got to worry about. Am I going to live with Luka beating me, or am I going to let Najee Marshall try and beat me? So, they're still going to leave him open. So, but I think he'll make more of them.
He's a respectable three-point.
Yeah, I think he'll make more of them than Derrick Jones Jr. So, I mean,
he's got a little more handle to him, too. So
yeah, they got better across the board, and they just went to the finals.
Yes.
This is a team who Nico Harrison did it again. He found the guys that no one wanted, and, they're going to just fit in seamlessly. Jason Kidd's going to figure it out. So this is a team. That's why I don't want to just crown OKC the favorite in the West. I don't think there's a tier gap like there is with the Celtics out East. I think these teams are.
Did they get Exum back?
I don't know if he was even
It's a good question.
Oh, is he? I don't know.
I think he's
I don't know if he's still on the team. Oh, he's still on the team?
I think he's on the
He was good for you guys.
Yeah, he was.
Bro, he sparked some life in that game
Yeah,
before
yes,
in the
he did.
finals that they won.
I like Exum on that team.
Yeah.
And point of attack defense, I mean, Q-Dot will be good for you guys.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
he
do
can
think
defend.
he's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to be
for sure.
very good for them.
I like how you say you guys.
Yeah, it's your team, bro. You got to claim them as your
No,
squad
I
now,
claim
bro, so.
not over the ball. I'm not gonna give up on the Bulls, my Bulls fandom, bro. I've been here for
Honestly,
fucking 10+ years.
At least
bro.
you guys have a direction now. So I'm happy
All
for
right.
you, man.
We'll
I'm
talk
happy
about
for
that.
you,
It's
man.
another time. It's too
Happy
late. It's too
you,
late
man.
for that.
But no, I mean, this is a team that, listen, matchups are going to be matchups. Like, it's NBA basketball. The Western Conference continues to be a bloodbath, so I'm not going to sit up here and guarantee they're going to go back to the finals, but they should be right in that fucking mix. They should easily be a top 4 team out West this season. And having a whole year with all these guys, you got to remember Derek Lively was a rookie. PJ Washington just got there. Daniel Gafford just got there. So having a full offseason with the roster that you expect to be the roster going into the playoffs, I mean, I'm sure, if a trade presents itself during the course of the season that they think benefits them, they'll do it. But this should be the core of guys going into the war, going into the playoffs. So they have a full offseason to figure things out, let Jason Kidd cook. I mean, they're going to be right back in the mix, man.
They're a far deeper team.
For sure.
They're
Yeah.
a
Far
team
deeper.
now.
Far deeper.
So,
Right.
I just simply trust Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall more than I trusted, and Klay
And
Thompson
Klay.
more than I trusted the other 3, bro.
yes, I agree.
I mean, Tim Hardaway didn't score his first points in the finals until they were up by 40.
Yep. And then he went crazy.
He
And he
did
went
go
off.
crazy. That was
That's the most Tim Hardaway thing you
Only
could
he
do.
would do
Only
that,
Tim
bro.
Hardaway would do
Only he
that.
would do that.
He had like 15 and
Bro, he hit fucking 5 in a row, bro. Bro,
it
he
didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
He didn't care, bro. He was normally like
He was shot chucking,
yeah,
bro.
your coach would tell you like hold it out, let's run out some clock. Tim Hardaway was fucking chucking, heat checking, like he was going for his. He's a clown, bro.
Where the hell is he now?
Detroit with
Oh,
Tobias
yeah.
Harris. That's the veteran leadership they brought
God.
in.
Oh my God.
That's their veteran leadership in Detroit.
Oh
but-
my God.
Yeah,
What do
so-
you think of the Mavs now?
I mean, you made some great points. I like the Thunder more than them, but I do agree there's no tier gap like there is with the Celtics. They're definitely on paper better. I mean, going to the finals back to back is hard to do, no matter how much better you get, whatever. So I understand you can't sit here and say they're going to be back in the finals, especially with how loaded the West is. But I mean, yeah, I like the acquisitions they made. Real good moves. Didn't like take a shot on DeMar DeRozan or anything like that, like a panic move or anything like that. They just made some moves around the edges, and that's all they felt they needed to do. We were just in the finals. We can go right back there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I do ask this question for you guys. So you are
I
done
was
with the
gonna-
Mavs, correct? You weren't going to say more about the Mavs?
No.
I didn't
I
interrupt you.
was gonna ask the question too, but
Go
you
for
go.
it.
So I think we could all agree the 4 contenders out west are the Thunder, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves. Correct?
Yeah,
Those are
I
Are
would.
we missing anybody? Because the West is loaded.
the Lakers.
No,
No.
don't include them. The Grizzlies?
No.
Maybe?
No,
Maybe?
it's those 4 are they're in the top tier, and then the
The
rest
Grizzlies,
are.
I could see like having a better regular season than one of those teams, and maybe even going even further in the playoffs. But those teams, I could see winning the NBA championship.
Right.
The Grizzlies, I don't
Probably
think
not,
I don't
yeah.
think they
No.
can win an NBA
Okay,
championship.
that's a good point. That's
right
fair.
Yeah.
Even the Timberwolves. So let's rank. Those are the 4 teams, correct? The
Yes.
Suns,
I would
no.
s-
The Kings,
yeah,
no.
no,
The
no,
Warriors, no.
no.
The Spurs with Chris
Warriors
Paul.
improved. Spurs with Chris Paul. But you can't put them up there until they prove something.
Obviously not.
And
I was
Harrison
just
Barnes.
trolling, bro.
No, bro, Wemby's about to come out and be like the greatest player of all time.
No, they're gonna cook. They're gonna be.
They're gonna be insane
fun,
because
but
of
they're not
Wemby.
a title contender.
Wemby's gonna average 30, 15, and 5 with like.
I really
7
wonder how
blocks.
much he's
And they'll be
gonna
the 7th
average.
seed.
bro.
Yeah, it'll be the 7th seed.
They'll be in the play-in. Yep.
I really wonder how much better he's gonna be for like the course of an NBA season. Now, like
Chris Paul.
having done this and
Chris
actually
Paul.
having a real point
Well,
guard.
he'll
too.
have 5 great games with Chris Paul
Yeah,
because that's
maybe
about all.
6.
Chris Paul
CP is-
just being on the roster is going to make him a better
Yes,
player.
I do agree with that. It'll make everyone around
Yeah,
better.
everything
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Paul
That's the
touches turns to
thing.
gold.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Trey
yeah.
Jones will be better because of him. Maybe Jeremy Sohan does something.
Who do you like going? Before I ask the contender question, who do you like more next year, the Spurs or the Rockets?
Spurs, because of Victor
Yeah.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Easily.
Yes.
That was pretty fast.
I think so. I think so. They added. Look, I'm not going to say Harrison Barnes is good either, but to have him next to Wemby rather
think
than a
Reed
four
Shepard's
spacer.
a superstar?
Not year one.
No.
God,
All right.
Reed will be good. Reed will be really good. I
Rockets
don't know
are
if he's
deep.
ever going to. They are
Rockets are
very
deep,
deep
yeah.
team.
Deep, bro.
But it's just who emerges. Who emerges?
Jalen Green from that 11-game win streak.
Are we going to get that again?
I don't know, man. I hope so.
I hope so. I like Jalen
root
Green
for
too.
Jalen Green.
Big body
Is-
bends.
Are they better off without Alperen Sengun? Like where are we
I
at?
don't know.
Where are we at? I don't know. We got to see the Rockets.
I like
figure
that they didn't
out.
give the two of them extensions yet.
Yes.
Because they're keeping their flexibility.
Yeah.
You could always give them extensions like down the line, you know? You
I
could always
completely
get them
agree.
back down the line. So keep their flexibility open. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'd probably pick the Spurs as things stand right now, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Rockets are better than them, you know?
That 5 through 8 is going to be damn interesting.
For the Rockets?
Just
Oh,
in
for
gen-
the West?
Just in general
Yeah.
for the West.
5 through 10
There's
might be
thir-
interesting.
Bro,
yeah.
there's 13 good teams in the Western Conference.
No, it's going to be the same thing as it was this year. The
Might be
fucking
worse.
6 through fucking 10 is going to be separated by like a game and a half.
Yep.
Didn't even mention the Pelicans.
Expand the league.
God,
realign.
bro. Give us 2 expansion teams. Yeah, we might need them at this point.
All right, ranking the top 4 contenders in the Western Conference. Tom, floor is yours. Go 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some suspense.
4. It's tough, man. 4. I'm gonna put Minnesota 4. I just believe in the other 3 teams more, but this is tough, man.
I think 4 and 3 are clear, and then 2 and 1 is iffy.
You think so?
I think there's 2. Personally, there's 2 tiers.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
As much as I love a certain somebody, but
Really? Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. I'll go Nuggets 3, Mavs 2, Thunder 1. Nuggets lost, I mean, it's KCP. It's not like they lost Jamal or Jokic, but like he was an integral part of the team and they didn't do anything to replace him yet. So you can't give him the benefit of the doubt, really.
So it's interesting that you put the Nuggets at 3 because they just lost to the T-Wolves and got worse. I mean, the T-Wolves lost like Kyle Anderson, but
Yeah.
they're just as good.
It's
They're
just
still
tough when you
fine.
have the best player in the world. But yeah, I see it. I see what you mean.
I love Jokic. I do. Everyone knows this. He's my favorite player in the league, but the Nuggets are at 4. They lost KCP. They've done nothing to replace him. They've done nothing, period. They signed Dario Saric, and that was their only move so far in free agency.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
I'm
get it done.
concerned with where they're at. They're missing their window right now completely. You decided not to pay KCP because of tax reasons? Like, are we serious? You had a title contender. So the Nuggets are at 4. T-Wolves are at 3 for me. I'm interested to see how they bounce back. Apparently, Anthony Edwards is doing everything he can to get as good as he can. So I'm intrigued to see an MVP potential season from Ant Edwards next year. At 2, I have the Dallas Mavericks. Simply because at number 1, OKC just has more flexibility in the season. They could do whatever the hell they want if something doesn't work out. They're more flexible. As things stand right now, I think the rosters are about as evenly balanced as they possibly could be right now because one has Luka Doncic, and that's the ultimate trump card at this point. But the other one is just...
Who do you trust to win a championship more? I don't care about the regular season. Who do you trust to... We're ranking contenders.
Right.
This is who we trust to win the championship more.
It has to be Dallas. It's Luka.
You know ball, bro.
Bro.
You really came around, bro. You really learned. I'm proud of you.
It's Luka Doncic, man. Like, but
You're learning.
okay. So yes, I guess you're right, Chris. That's a great point. So at number 2, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, and at number 1, I have the Dallas Mavericks. Wow, that pains me to say. I'm not
standing
gonna
on
lie.
business.
I was
there
about
it
to
is.
say, Tom, you're a real man.
I'm
not like
standing on
this guy,
business.
bro.
It's
I
fine.
But
just
he's
sunned
right.
him, bro. I just sunned him.
You're right. Like the problem is you're right. Because I'd be lying, and anyone would
Now
be
that the
lying.
finals are over, he's a Mavs fan again.
Anyone would be lying if you said you really do trust OKC to win a title more than the Dallas Mavericks. Only because you haven't seen OKC get there yet, and Dallas quite literally
Right,
just
but,
went to
like,
the finals and improved.
that's
and they have Luka.
That's totally fair. But like, I think OKC is gonna get there eventually. If not to the finals, like they're gonna be a team that like can totally get there. You know what I mean?
I agree, but
So-
they're still one of the youngest teams in the NBA.
Right. But like I said, it's gonna happen at some point. I mean, the last time Thunder made the finals, they were probably one of the youngest teams in the NBA
They-
too. I mean, that was
We're the youngest finals team, I think.
No,
Right,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's.
I
I'm
just
not,
think that-
I'm not mad at
no,
you.
no.
Bro,
I just think
they
that
lost
roster is
to
so
the-
perfectly constructed.
Yeah, I mean,
you
they
know?
lost to this Dallas Mavericks team, and
They give
literally
they give the best fight in the West.
they made the best possible moves
Right, yeah,
to
yeah.
make sure they don't lose the same way again
Yes.
the following year. Like that was their goals. Why did we lose this year? Oh, because we lacked a little bit down low, and because Lou Dort was shooting us out of game. So what did we do? We brought in a guy who brings in a similar defensive profile to Lou Dort, but shoots 40% from 3, and a bigger guy to help with the physicality. Like they addressed what they needed to
Right,
address. So
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mad at it.
Yeah.
I just, you know me, I trust number
Right,
77.
yeah,
That's
that's
my
fine.
fucking.
That's
That's
how
my-
I feel about
That's
it
my
right now.
daddy. At 4, I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves. Listen, I know they just beat the Nuggets, but that shit was fucking fake. The Nuggets lost. It was fake. The Nuggets lost the first 2 at home, won 3 in a row just to blow a Game 7 at home. up
That
by
series
20.
really was a
It
fever
was
dream when
fake.
you look at it,
It
like
really
that.
was.
Yeah.
It was fake. It's, bro. Like shout out to Anthony Edwards. He has aura overload. We're talking about a team with Rudy Gobert, bro. They ain't winning no championship. I'm sorry,
Amen.
bro. I'm sorry. I'll believe it when I see it, bro. Jokic, I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. So
I'm the biggest Jokic guy, but that team,
they definitely
that team is whack. Bro.
yeah. I mean, and I'm a Christian Brown guy.
Who
Like,
I was gonna say, who is starting? Is it Christian
it
Brown?
should be Christian Brown. Yeah,
And there's nothing against Christian Brown.
No,
He's just
not at
not even
all.
close to the
He's-
shooter
yeah,
that
he's-
No,
KCP
yeah,
is.
yeah.
he's just not the off-ball
Compliment.
mover on
Yeah.
the perimeter that KCP is either. Like he could cut well, but like the way KCP moves around the perimeter, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Finding open spots and being in the right spot around the perimeter and
Shooting
catching
off
shooting.
movement.
Yeah. It's definitely not the movement shooter KCP is. So, I mean, can he take that jump? I don't know. We're gonna see, but if anyone could get a guy to make a jump and be better in their role, it's playing with Nikola. It's the same thing I just said about like Luka. It's fucking Nikola Jokic. He's literally might be the best player of all time history at making his teammates better.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So if anyone could get Christian Brown and Peyton Watson to take a jump and Dario Saric to be elite, like it's Nikola Jokic. I trust that guy. So at 3, I'm gonna put the Nuggets. At 2, I'm gonna put the Thunder for all the reasons you guys just said. And at number 1, it's the Don. I mean, he was my profile picture when they were down 3-1. That was crazy.
That was
never
all
forget
of Mavericks
that.
Twitter.
Yeah, that shit
That
was
was
epic,
crazy.
bro. That shit was epic.
When you sent the screenshot and all of it was literally Luka Doncic with the glasses on, just
Yeah, that shit was
all of
epic.
it was
I trust that guy with my
roadies.
life, bro.
crazy. Okay, so I will ask this question now. We just ranked the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. So now I'm going to
Oh my
ask
God,
you
if
guys.
Sweezy just
Oh,
said
Sweezy's
you're not
going
winning
crazy
a
on you.
championship with Luka on the roster.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, bro.
I thought that prior to them going on an absolute tear. But Luka,
Like
played better than I've ever seen.
realistically, Sweezy, like I'll be honest with you, as things stand right now, no one's winning a championship besides the Boston Celtics.
yes.
If you want me to be 100%, like you win, bro.
That's true.
Like you guys proved it, you win, bro. But come on, we've given you so much respect. After all the hate, I've given you your respect. Leave Luka alone, man. Please,
It's
please,
really not fair.
leave him alone.
Why are
bro.
you shitting on him right now?
Leave him alone, bro. Come on.
Oh, it's because Slovenia lost to Greece and didn't qualify for the
Yo.
Olympics.
Right.
Sorry.
I fucking paid to watch that game, and they got fucked.
They got demolished.
They got
Did they
fucked.
really?
Yeah,
How
they
bad
lost
is
They
it?
by
lost
like
by
20.
30, bro.
They lost by
They
like
got
20 or some
fucked,
shit.
bro.
I just saw
Bro,
Giannis
fucking
crying at the end.
Bro, I mean, they might win the whole thing, Greece, bro. They have Giannis and his dad. They have Giannis and Papa
Georgios
Giannis.
Papa Giannis.
And they had
They have
fucking Nick
Thanasis?
Kalatis setting the tape. No, I think Thanasis is hurt right now.
Oh,
Isn't
okay.
Kalacius like
How
good?
did the
He
Nationals
was
get hurt?
cooking. I don't know. I think in practice or something for this, yeah.
Oh yeah, he had like I saw that.
Kalatis was fucking cooking, bro.
Thanasis tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh,
He got hurt in the
yeah, he
NBA.
did.
Thanasis tore his Achilles. He didn't get
That's
hurt
right,
in
he
the NBA.
did,
He
he
got
did.
hurt
Oh.
like after the season ended.
Oh,
I don't even know what he was
Yeah,
doing.
got hurt at
what was he
53.
Prayers up for Thanasis.
He got hurt
man.
at 53.
what do you mean that's the point, Sleazy? Be nice, bro. My God. Fuck you.
Oh, Sleazy, you need to stop. We understand that the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA, and nobody can compete with them. Probably not even the New York Knicks. But like, just give us a break. Like, fuck you. That's it.
I was just gonna cut you off and say the same thing. So I won't say it now though.
I was struggling to
I
put-
love you,
Put
Sleazy.
it all together, man.
Don't worry, Sleazy. My Jaylen Brown jersey's on the way, bro. I guess they were backed up with fucking Celtics jerseys because I ordered it right after the championship.
Right, yeah.
So it says it's supposed to get here next week. So we'll see and we'll pray.
All right, so I posed this question, and this will be it. Who are your top 5 contenders in the NBA right now? Both conferences. List them top 5.
Let's do this like consensusly.
Yeah.
Let's make a list together.
Yeah, that's fine.
as
Okay.
friends.
Celtics are number 1,
Celtics are number 1.
Right.
but we
easily.
could go back to 5 now. I just wanted to clear that one out.
Celtics are number 1 easily. Well, let's just now that we started from 1, let's go down the list. Who's number 2?
I mean, I would put probably OKC, but you two had Dallas.
Yeah,
So consensus says Dallas, right?
Okay.
consensus.
So
would say
does
Speak a little louder.
any team out east come in between OKC and Dallas, or is that just 2 and 3?
so
right
we
there?
consensusly had the Knicks as 2. I
In
wouldn't.
in the east, yeah. But I'm saying, do they come in between? Like, are the Knicks
That's
better?
Well,
what
that's
I'm
what he's saying. They
That's
would
what
be
I'm
the
saying.
next
they
option.
would be the next
Yeah.
option.
So are
is
the
what I'm
Knicks better
saying.
than the Thunder or the
Yeah.
I don't
Mavericks?
think the Knicks are better than either of the Western Conferences.
I
top
agree.
2.
I wouldn't say
agree.
so, yeah.
2 and 3, we'll go Dallas, OKC.
Yes, and then I think personally it would go New York Knicks at number. Oh my God, putting them over Jokic is insane.
I was about to say, me
Or-
personally, I'm putting I know you guys have the power of friendship. They have the power of horses in Serbia. I'm gonna put.
I'm comfortable with top 5. You know, like I'll take my.
I'd be more
I'll
than
take
happy
my
putting us-
victory
I'm
lap
gonna
with
put the
top
Nuggets.
5. Yeah.
I'd prefer to put the Nuggets over the Knicks first.
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
I'd live
Cool.
with that. Yeah, 'cause
Nuggets 4 and Knicks 5.
yeah,
That works.
and the
works.
Bucks are right there on the edge. I think at number 6
Yeah, but they're not there.
or Philly, whatever team you want to put 6, 7, 8.
Nope.
That would be.
It's the Knicks.
I'd put
Since we just did the top 5, since we have 8 teams listed, where would we put the other 3?
so the Knicks at 5. I'd personally go Milwaukee 6, Minnesota 7, Philly 8.
Whoa, okay. I don't know if I'd put Minnesota 7. I think I put Philly, but
It's Joel Embiid, bro.
It doesn't matter till the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's why I'd put
Gobert.
Philly last.
and I love Rudy.
Rudy Gobert just went to a Western Conference Final, something that Joel
Something
Embiid
Joel
dreams
has
of,
never
bro.
done.
True. Talk about
That's a
it.
Come on,
great
man.
point.
No
That's
Pacers.
a great point. Oh,
No,
God.
no
Come on,
Pacers.
man. Come on. Who would be the next up? Who would just make it at number 9?
First, I'm gonna buy you a Tyrese Halliburton Team USA
Since we're
jersey.
doing this.
Bro,
Oh, Jesus Christ. That'd be a
That's what
horrible
O'Sleazy should have
idea.
made you get.
That would be his favorite
He really
jersey
should.
ever.
O'Sleazy, you really should have just
No,
made him get a Tyrese Halliburton jersey.
I wouldn't even do a bet with anyone that I would have. Bro, no, bro. No.
The Jaylen Brown jersey's fire, though.
It's gas.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hyped. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
hyped.
Yeah.
I rock with
For
Jalen
sure.
Brown. That's my fucking boy.
You've
Yeah,
been
for
a
sure.
big Jaylen Brown
That's my
for a
guy,
while
bro.
now,
That's my
so-
guy.
But
Really
2
is.
teams
That's
that
my
would
guy
miss,
for
that
life.
would be next. Would you consider Orlando?
No, not on
Okay.
this list.
So
I think
the
if
West-
we start talking about the Magic, the conversation's over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
You might be right.
like we got through all the
But-
contenders.
Maybe the Grizzlies, I guess, would be next up.
Yeah.
No other team we say is
Is even in that top.
Yeah,
in,
they're
is
not. They've
are in
no.
those tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 8 teams we listed,
Those
you
are the
think
only
all have.
8 teams
Right.
that have any chance of winning.
Right, yeah,
championship.
I agree.
I would agree.
Wow, the Knicks are on that list. Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
And even that, like Philly, like I don't know how much of a chance I really give.
Yeah.
Like so much would have to break their way.
I think
Right.
the top 4 is like, okay, I could definitely see that happening. and then the next four.
Realistically, like if we were like, I'd give like the Celtics like a 70% chance of repeating, and everyone else could have split the 30% up, however you want to split it up. 70 might even be disrespectful.
I don't
honestly.
know. It's 70. 70's tough.
Bro, they're insane, bro. How could anyone beat? Like, the only team that I know the Knicks are made to match up with them. The only team that really, really matches up with them is OKC.
Yes, I agree with that statement. I definitely
like matchup-wise, that's the only team I really give a shot.
I also think the Mavs actually have improved, but they just got dick.
They just got dog walked. They got dog walked,
bro. They didn't even deserve to win that game. They blew them out. But
they own Kyrie.
They got dick.
It was a gentleman's sweep at that point.
So yeah, based on what we just saw, like I know the Mavs got a little better, but I can't say they even have a chance against the Celtics. I'm sorry. Like I just can't.
Wow, the NBA is really the Celtics. That's it.
It's what happens when you have good ownership.
They're the new Warriors. Well, they're selling now. So
yeah, smart.
Crazy.
I mean,
very smart.
Yeah,
man.
they're not
very smart man for selling now. But
yeah, it should be interesting though when they do sell, how that's gonna like go over if whoever. But someone said, like, I saw someone put out a tweet or something about it, like you wouldn't sell right after a championship unless you had someone lined up already who was, because they're a second apron team. If you didn't have someone lined up who was willing to pay those taxes and all that shit and pay all that money to the roster, so like they'd probably have someone on already.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. Because there's no way they're gonna bring someone in and they're gonna be like, you know what,
this guy.
Yeah, I'm not cool with spending all this money.
Do you think they go? Because the Suns went for $3.5 billion, right? You think they go for $5 billion?
Yes, I think so. Most definitely.
Probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, putting the team up right after you.
It's also the Boston Celtics too.
They might go for more. They might go for 7.
They just brought everyone back too. They might be the highest valued basketball team if you're selling at that moment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think they're gonna go for like 7.
I mean, what did the Hornets go for when Michael Jordan sold like 2.3?
Fucking pennies.
Pennies. 2 billion pennies.
Some calm.
2.3.
Yeah, they're going for 7.
Yeah, they should triple the Hornets easily, right?
They'll go
That's
7
fair,
plus, bro. You just won the NBA title. You have the best roster in the NBA. You're the Boston fucking Celtics, one of the best markets in all of basketball. So, yeah, they'll go for 7 plus. The Suns are the Suns. Nobody gives a shit about them. So
fuck the Suns, bro.
But yeah, all right, cool. That's everything.
Yeah,
that's everything, man. Fantasy football content on the way.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited.
So hype.
You're not
Thank you guys
here.
so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all of our socials. Cop a BallGame 1K hoodie. Please definitely go follow us on TikTok. We're so close to 10K. Go hit it for us. Fantasy football content, as he said.